5-3, Montreal 3-5. First meeting ever between these two teams. And that's Fran O'Brien, number 6, playing it outside to Carmine Marcantonio, number 12. Leaves it off to Dragan Vujovic in his first game ever on artificial surface. He's from Yugoslavia.
Let's see if he looks for number 16, Willie, on the service now.
It was marked by Nasl, plays it outside to Tony Towers. Towers just back from an injury, gives it to Carmine Marcantonio, chips it into the box, flicked on by Vujovic, missed in the air by Willie, and the ball taken away, missed rather by Parkinson. And the ball kicked across the line, the goal kick for San Diego. Run down the San Diego soccer starting lineup. That's Volkmar Gross, number 2 goaltender in the North American Soccer League, having a fine season. Started off with 3 shutouts, 1.07 goals against average. On the back line, Gordon Dallas, number 14, Martin Donnelly, number 2, Nico Roman, number 24, and Steve Nesson, number 17. Midfield for San Diego, Gert Wierzchowski, number 26, Kaz Dana, number 10, one of the fine midfielders in the league, and Julie V, number 22. Up front, Addy Coker, number 4, Mike Stoyanovich, number 7, and Gene Wilrich, number 15. Lawrence Hilkes out with an injury for San Diego. Parkinson, number 9 for Montreal, to Fran O'Brien. O'Brien, number 6, brings it in and plays it wide to John McGrain. McGrain, number 4, back into the middle for Marcantonio, has moved up from the back line. In goal tonight for Montreal's Victor Noguera, with Bob Rigby out, nursing an ankle sprain. Hayden Knight crossing top of the box. Marcantonio with a soft shot that Gross handles easily.
That could be an interesting weapon for Montreal, Sam. Number 17, Hayden Knight, out of Marquette, a native of Trinidad. He's playing left fullback, but he has been a forward most of his career, so the overlap with his speed should be an easy adjustment for him.
That's Julie B in midfield, who was all everything in this recent indoor season. MVP in the regular season, leading scorer, MVP of the playoffs. He did it all in indoors. Nico Roman playing it forward to Addy Coker, who's playing in place of Lawrence Hilkes. And we got a whistle for an offside. San Diego offside on the play. Gordon Dallas, number 14, overlapping. For Montreal, it's Victor Noguera in goal. Noguera from Mozambique, played with the Atlanta Chiefs, starting in place of Bob Rigby. So Rigby, an American, being out means that 4 other North Americans must be out on the field. So Marcantonio moved up to midfield. A few changes for Coach Eddie Fermati.
Well, they've got John McGrain, who was with the Los Angeles Aztecs last year, playing in the back along with a young Canadian, a local youngster from McGill University, Brian DeCare. The newly acquired Franz Matthew, number 2, making his first appearance at home. And Knight, as we told you, number 17. Marcantonio plays with the veterans Towers and O'Brien in the midfield. And up front, it's Vujovic, Willie, and Parkinson.
And there's the all-star Franz Matthew playing his first game here in Montreal, his 3rd game since coming over in the trade with Chicago for Gordon Hill. And quite a controversial trade. Franz Matthew, we were told, got into a little bit of an altercation with Karl-Heinz Granitza. Gordon Hill was unhappy here, and 2 all-stars get traded even up. There's Franz Matthew. And
we mentioned before what this could mean later on to Le Manic, as you see Matthew, who is really a very solid player. But a name, for instance, that's not in the Montreal lineup tonight is Thomas Usia. And he's a marvelous forward, a good attacker with good speed. He's coming off an injury. As a matter of fact, he's not even dressed, or he is dressed, I beg your pardon. He could be a substitute. But if Usian comes back later on, they have some depth, plus they have one of the very best central defenders in the league in Matthew.
Be interesting. I think Eddie Fermati really hoping that Vujovic, number 11, who plays the ball right there with Nesson marking him, that Vujovic will be a big asset on the front line. Fermati says he's got great experience, good technical player with good skills, and hopeful and a very accurate passer. They feel, as we mentioned in the open, that he will service Alan Willie up front.
2 new players in the lineup, and so it's going to take them a little time to adjust. And the season, as we mentioned, is a quarter of the way past. The only real thing that is working against Le Manic is that they have already spotted the Cosmos quite a bit of ground, and Toronto off to a good start in spite of a loss to Chicago. But they've spotted a lot of ground in New York and Toronto. However, what you really have to do is make the playoffs,
right,
and they could be in very good shape with some momentum at the end of the year.
San Diego pushing forward into the box. Wilrich crossing for V, was broken up nicely by Fran O'Brien. Parkinson plays it back. It's taken away by Julie V. V getting around Tony Towers, crosses, top of the box, Stoyanovich cleared away. Out in midfield, Nico Roman plays it back to Martin Donnelly. Donnelly plays it near side to Gordon Dallas, number 14. Dallas chips it ahead. Woolridge tied up by Hayden Knight, and a foul called on Hayden Knight. Free kick coming for San Diego. No score. We play 5 minutes, 10 seconds of this first half.
We're going to see the foul coming up. That's not it, believe it or not, although it should have been. But they called it Hayden Knight grabbing onto V a moment later. But I really, you know, if you look at that last play, Sam, I'm not sure who was the aggressor and who was the aggressee there.
Throw-in coming. Gene Woolridge, number 15, will take it. And into the box it comes, up in the air and headed out. Nicely by the Manic. Julie V battling with Hayden Knight. The ball way up in the air. And taken out of bounds by Fran O'Brien. And the throw-in for San Diego. Gordon Dallas, number 14, and hasn't he been a pleasant performer for San Diego this season?
What a spot for them, and really has solidified their back line. Ron Newman is very pleased with him.
There's Vujovic from Yugoslavia, the new player, coming across. Number 11, nicely taken away, and the Sockers come back.
That was Dana who took the ball away from him, and one of the things the Sockers have going for him is, or maybe I should say two of the things they have going for him is Dana and Wysierkowski, two of the outstanding, hard-working midfielders in the league.
Wysierkowski, a great defensive midfielder, and Dana, a fine offensive midfielder. You saw him play some good defense right there. Donnelly playing it wide to Nesson. Nesson picked up by DeCare. Brian DeCare, a local product. Crossed in for Addie Coker. Coker plays it back out. Julie V lets it go through. Down near side, it's Gert Wysierkowski, number 26. Veteran San Diego team. In fact, one of the oldest teams, average age. The cross into the box, the header by Nico Roman is high and over the goal, and a goal kick coming for the Montreal Manic. And this game features two of the finest coaches in North American Soccer League history. There is one of them, Eddie Fromani of the Montreal Manic.
He has won soccer bowls with both the Cosmos and the Rowdies, and he has brought this franchise back to life last year, their first year in Montreal. And what a tremendous job they did. And there's Ron Newman, the blonde hair in the middle, and he's the winningest active coach. He won a league title in Dallas, a playoff contender in Fort Lauderdale, and now in San Diego.
The dean of North American Soccer League coaches. He's been in the North American Soccer League since its inception.
He's done it all, too, because he's had to. And when I say done it all, that's a cliche that a lot of people use in sports. I don't mean that he's won a lot of games, but I mean he's done it all. I remember him in Dallas 10 years ago when he would literally get out and hammer up the letters on the marquee for the late, great Dallas Tornado. He has done it all.
8 minutes gone by. First half, no score. You're watching the San Diego Sockers in the blue jerseys. Montreal Manic in the white. We're live at Olympic Stadium in Montreal.
One thing I hope we get a shot of tonight, Sam, is Wysierkowski's mustache. It's the best in the league.
Oh, no doubt. Julie V having trouble with Carmine Marcantonio. Foul called, and a free kick coming just outside the box for San Diego. Victor Noguera in goal for the Montreal Manic. The Manic, a record of 3-5, and as Brad mentioned, 2 losses by scores of 1-0, 3 by 2-1, losing 2 in overtime and 1 in the shootout. San Diego's 3 losses have also been by scores of 2-1. They've lost 2 in a row, 1 at home to the Cosmos. V plays it wide for Gordon Dallas, and his shot blocked. But they say off Gordon Dallas, so is not touched by Montreal. We'll get a goal kick for the Manic with 8.5 minutes gone by. And a nice welcome from the people here in Montreal. And our fine ESPN crew, Brad Sham here with me up in the booth, and Jet Drake and Jay Mullen down in the control room. Tony Towers playing it wide to Vujovic. Nice ball. Vujovic just touches it on. Carmine Marcantonio runs onto it and plays it out to midfield for McGrain into Tony Towers.
Hey, that was a chance where they had to come forward and then they retreated. It's a shame that Marcantonio didn't have time to turn around and come forward with the ball because Vujovic left in a lovely approach, but the whole thing had to retreat because Marcantonio had nowhere to go.
Parkinson was looking for a give and go with Hayden Knight, but Hayden Knight forgot to go, so San Diego takes over. Gordon Dallas, number 14, with the ball. Met by Parkinson, plays it back to Julie V, and Parkinson on him. Parkinson, who played in midfield last season, moving up to the left wing. Gordon Hill has gone to Chicago. Hill, one of the fine finishers, and it's something that Montreal is lacking right now. They've scored only 10 goals this season in 8 games. Chipped into the box for Gordon Dallas. Marked by Hayden Knight. Number 17 takes it out of bounds. Throw in for San Diego.
The fact that Montreal's had trouble scoring is what makes people wonder about the trade. They get rid of Gordon Hill. It'll help them down the line, especially if Vujovic pans out.
Into Addy Coker. V plays it with Hayden Knight chasing him. V the cross, knocked across, corner kick. First corner kick of the game. San Diego will take it in the near corner. Julie V will take it.
They lead the league in this department. No one's taken more corners in the league than the Sockers.
Stojanovic lining up right in front of the keeper. It's crossed out and headed out nicely by Parkinson. San Diego Sockers in the blue with the ball. 10 minutes, 30 seconds gone by. First half, no score. Martin Donnelly, number 2, has it for San Diego. Marked by Parkinson. Plays it near side to Gert Wierzchowski.
So we had a key play a moment ago in the San Diego midfield when they reclaimed the ball, because by claiming it then, they prevented Le Manic from launching the counterattack the other way after the clearing on the corner.
Nasl playing it forward. Stojanovic was marked closely by France Matthew. And play back out to midfield. Coming over is Vujovic, challenging. And taken away nicely. Good play by DeCare, the youngster. Has the lead for France Matthew coming down. Matthew into the box against Donnelly. Matthew with the ball. Chips it in front for Vujovic, who is blocked and knocked over the goal line. We'll get a corner kick from Montreal. What a fine run by France Matthew.
We'll watch it again. That's Vujovic, number 11, giving it up. And in just a moment, he's going to win it back. There he is getting it back, and Matthew goes off on this terrific run. Here we are back live.
The corner kick was headed on by Vujovic and cleared out by Gordon Dallas. This is France Matthew, the all-star defender, chipping it into the box. Headed on by Parkinson, but played by Volkmar Gross. We had an offside call. You're watching the North American Soccer League on ESPN. We have no score, 11:50 gone first half. North American Soccer League action on ESPN. 12.5 minutes gone by first half. No score. Vujovic will take the corner. That's Dragan Vujovic from Yugoslavia. Low cross into the box. Volleyed high by Kaz Dana. Up in the air they go. Parkinson heading it on, but knocked away, and the Sockers clear it out. And over the near touchline for a throw-in for Montreal. No score in the game. Sam Rosen and Brad Sham live at Olympic Stadium in Montreal.
Very impressed with Vujovic so far. First time on artificial turf, but he's really working hard to fit into his new team and make space and claim the ball every chance he gets.
And we were down on the field prior to the game. It's a difficult surface to play on. A lot of seams, a lot of hills and valleys, and a tough artificial surface to play on. As the Sockers come forward, Tony Towers clears it out to midfield. And regained by the San Diego Sockers. Nico Roman, number 24, plays it to the near side for Gordon Dallas. But a bad pass, and Matthew recovers. To Fran O'Brien, the veteran midfielder, chips it on for Andrew Parkinson. Parkinson takes it down the left side. Gordon Dallas catches up in the corner. Parkinson with a cross for Willie. It's behind him. Wierzchowski tries to clear. Played by Fran O'Brien. Puts it in front. It's behind Willie and cleared out of the box. Comes back for a left-footed shot by Mark Antonio way high. And we'll get a goal kick for San Diego. So, first dangerous threat of the game. Montreal pushing on, but couldn't score.
Now, O'Brien right here has an option to shoot, but he's got a very difficult angle. If right now he pulls the trigger and goes for the far post, he might have a shot, but the angle is tough, so he elects to come back instead, and that gives Dallas time to come up number 14 and pick up Vujovic.
Volkmar Gross. Fine goalkeeper, big, strong, durable, and a real tough competitor. Had 3 shutouts to start the season and is second in the league in goalkeeping to Jan Moller of Toronto.
But, pardon me, I started to say we were at dinner with Ron Newman last night, and he told us Gross has one problem. He's got bad elbows from diving on the artificial turf in the indoor.
Vujovic playing it in the middle for Willie was taken away, and the Sockers regained control. Played back to the keeper, Volkmar Gross. Understand doesn't like to practice too much.
I heard that. I heard he's probably reading Julie V's comic book collection, which is a championship collection, by the way. He's got every Silver Surfer issue that was put out.
No score in the game. We played 15 minutes. 30 minutes to go first half, and here comes Vujovic again down the right side. Vujovic doesn't take the shot. Headed by Parkinson. Goes wide, kept in play nicely by Hayden Knight. Picked up by Julie V. We had a whistle stopping play.
Well, I think they're going to claim that Hayden Knight had crossed the goal line, and they're going to make it a goal kick. Gross was just screaming at the linesman. We'll see if indeed he crosses the line. It looked from here like he did. I think Gross had a good complaint. I hear again, Vujovic might very well have shot. And an opportunity right there to come back with a left foot, but didn't instead. Credit to Donnelly for coming over and clogging up the middle. And right there you see Knight is clearly across the goal line.
Again, Vujovic in his first game with the Manic and trying to work himself in. Certainly doesn't want to hog the ball. And I guess wanting to serve his other players, wants to fit in with a team. Passed up the shot and went for the pass instead.
He might have passed up 2 shots. And again, O'Brien, if you want to pick nits, might have passed one up a moment ago. And you're not going to put the ball in the back of the net if you don't let it go toward the keeper.
San Diego Soccer is in control. Martin Donnelly with the ball in the back line. No score in the match. 16 minutes and 10 seconds gone by first half. You're watching North American Soccer League action on ESPN.
It's especially interesting, Sam, that that's Montreal is doing that playing at home. The conventional wisdom is that on the road in soccer you don't take any unnecessary chances and take what you can get. But here are the Manic playing at home. You might think they might be just a bit more aggressive when they get into the box like that and try to challenge Gross a bit.
Noguera, the goalkeeper, had one game in the North American Soccer League this afternoon. Chicago Sting coming alive with a big win at home against Toronto, 3-2, and maybe a win that'll get the Sting going. They've really struggled thus far in the season, Brad.
That was a return of a home-and-home. 48 hours earlier, Toronto shut them out 2-0 in Toronto.
Wyszykowski with a long ball for Julie V. Picked up by DeCare, number 26 for Montreal. V with some nice footwork feed to Wilrich. Wilrich with a cross the box. It's headed away. We get a corner kick. Headed away by John McGrain, the Canadian defender. Corner kick for San Diego. Their second. Wilrich is setting up to take it. No score in the game. We played 17 minutes, 25 seconds. There you see John McGrain. Wilrich will take the corner for San Diego.
I beg your pardon. Ron Newman thinks that Wilrich is the best crosser of the ball in the league. Very accurate, and he can bend it any number of ways.
Wilrich plays it low. Still loose, and the Manic able to clear out. It'll come to the near touch line. Willie couldn't keep it in. Or could he? Yes, he did. But it comes down, and Gross comes out. Must play with the feet outside the box. Near side, Gordon Dallas, number 14 for San Diego. Wyszykowski lost it. Fran O'Brien, number 6, has it with Wilrich marking him. Into the middle, Tony Towers. Flicks it on. It's blocked nicely by Kaz Dana. And San Diego with the ball. McGrain takes it back for Montreal. Addy Coker on him. McGrain plays it to Hayden Knight. Knight to Parkinson. One touch over to Fran O'Brien. Parkinson gets it back. Shoves off Addy Coker. The referee tonight is Angelo Bratsis, and he says play on. Manic with the ball. DeCare, a local product, an all-Canadian all-star at McGill University on their national championship team. Brought in by Eddie Fermani. Victor Noguera in goal tonight, replacing Bob Rigby. Rigby has played well this season, but out with an injury. Rigby 4th in the league in goalkeeping thus far with a 1.12 goals against average. Throw-in coming for San Diego. Gordon Dallas plays it in. 19 minutes gone by in this first half. Addy Coker chipping it on. Too long for Stojanovic, and Noguera will play it for Montreal.
Right there you saw a great matchup, and that's Matthew on Stojanovic. There's 2 fine players, and there's a great matchup at the other end too, and that's Donnelly on Willie. So each way, the key scorer has an outstanding marker staying with him step for step.
Vujovic marked by Nasl, now picked up by Wyszykowski. Vujovic still has it. Comes into the box, looking to cross. Nasl picks him up. Vujovic couldn't cross. Nasl with a good job of marking him, and he took it across the goal. 19 minutes, 37 seconds gone by. First half, no score. You're watching the North American Soccer League on ESPN. San Diego on the offense. Hayden Knight able to clear the ball out towards midfield. Vujovic flicks it on with a heel. Donnelly runs it down for San Diego. Plays it back to the goalkeeper, Volkmar Gross. And Gross plays it to Gert Wyszykowski, number 26, veteran midfielder. We have 24 minutes. and 20 seconds to go in the first half. No score. Montreal Manic, San Diego Sockers. San Diego's Gene Woolrich going down against DeCare. DeCare knocks it across the goal line. Corner kick for San Diego, their third of the game.
Well, DeCare looked like he was playing that very soft and gave Woolrich room to move back. And then with the little opening, Woolrich didn't jump into it, and DeCare came back and closed on it.
Here's Woolrich setting up the corner kick, and as Brad mentioned, a dangerous man in the corner. Woolrich plays it on the roll, put in the box and cleared out by Parkinson up in the air. Woolrich takes it on the near touchline. Back for Julie V. Trying to get around the grain. V with a shot wide. And a goal kick coming up for Montreal. No score in the match. We've played 21 minutes and 25 seconds. There's a look at Julie V.
Now watch, because as V crosses it in, he's got a teammate coming in who is trying to tell him, if you loft the thing a little more, I may be able to get my head on it. Right there is the teammate.
The big man, Stoyanovich.
Stoyanovich just to the left of the post, and Stoyanovich then told him, if you'll put it up a little bit, I got a chance to flick it in with my head.
Mike Stoyanovich, who had 23 goals last season, his best ever in the North American Soccer League.
He's a stallion. I mean, he can play.
Montreal pushing forward. Fran O'Brien plays it near side. Vujovic has come over to the left side. He's been playing mostly on the right. Lays it forward for Fran O'Brien. O'Brien in against Nico Roman. The cross blocked by Roman, and Montreal will get a corner kick. Their third of the game. No score. We're at the midway point of the first half. Montreal Manic, tough defensive team, allowing only 10 goals. Short corner played in by O'Brien to Vujovic. Vujovic, marked by Woolrich, tried to cross but mishit it, and hit it wide for a goal kick for San Diego.
Yeah, mentioning Stoyanovich and how many goals he scored, I don't want to offend anybody in Rochester, but I remember old Holliver Stadium. I know you do too. And he did most of his work in his career in that stadium, and it was poorly lit.
Oh,
and
awful.
And the pitch was not exactly even.
Oh.
And for Stoyanovich, there you see him, to have acquired the kind of statistics in his career that he did in that park. Well, one wonders if he had played well in a moment.
Nice ball played for Kaz Dana, taken away by Parkinson. And Parkinson able to get it on to Carmine Marcantonio with a run and a nice move, but he's double teamed and lost control, and San Diego gets it back.
Just to complete the thought, one wonders, had he played in something like Jack Murphy Stadium or a stadium like this all his career with good lights and that kind of thing, what kind of numbers he might have been able to run up.
Absolutely, but he's still young enough, and he is playing well here in San Diego. Certainly is happy to be there, and doing a good job. Gordon Dallas, number 14, tied up by Fran O'Brien. Foul called. It's on Gordon Dallas, and Montreal will take control of the ball.
Well, you'll see Dallas right here put that left leg up in the air right into O'Brien's ear. That's not within the rules.
France Matthew with a run down the sideline. The far side lost control, went across the far touch line. The throw in coming for San Diego. No score in the match. 21 minutes to go in the first half. Sam Rosen and Brad Sham at Olympic Stadium in Montreal as you watch the North American Soccer League on ESPN. And a whistle for a foul, and San Diego will have the free kick.
Shots are even so far at 2 apiece. Corners are even at 2 apiece. I still think Montreal has had the better real makeable goal chances so far.
This program is authorized under rights granted by the North American Soccer League solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the prior written consent of the North American Soccer League is strictly prohibited. Can't do it, Brad.
I won't do it. I won't do it. You don't have to tell me once.
San Diego Sockers with another Montreal foul, getting a free kick on the far side. No score in the game with 20 minutes to go, and that hit the side of the net. Hooked it toward the side. Aguera had the post covered, and it hit the side of the net. Goal kick coming from Montreal. You're watching the North American Soccer League on ESPN. No score in the game. Sam Rosen and Brad Sham at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. San Diego Sockers, leaders of the Western Division, and the Montreal Manic in third place in the East. No score in the game thus far. We've played 26 minutes of the first half. And the Sockers coming forward. San Diego had a record of 5-1, played a real big game about 10 days ago at home against the Cosmos, lost it 2-1 in a game many people feel San Diego had the advantage or played a little better than the Cosmos. Cosmos got out to a 2-0 lead in the first half, 1 goal on a penalty kick by Giorgio Quinaglia. San Diego came back with 1 in the second half. Hubert Birkenmeyer outstanding for the Cosmos in that one. Then they had a real big letdown their following game in Tulsa and lost 2-1.
Right, so they're trying to come back from that. And Montreal's coming off a 2-game road trip in which they lost in Vancouver and Toronto. So they're hoping that coming home and with a week's layoff, they'll be a little more into it.
They played well at home. Had a good home record last year, and they've 2-1 thus far at home this season.
And there's a nice crowd here tonight, Sam, and that's important.
This franchise, the fans have taken to it very well. The team went to the quarterfinals in the playoffs last season, lost to Chicago, the eventual Soccer Bowl champions, in 3 games. Won the first game here before a crowd of over 58,000. That was just tremendous. Here's Julie V coming forward. Top of the box, is surrounded, gets it off. A shot by Woolrich is blocked, comes outside to Eddie Coker. Coker crossing for Stojanovic, but Noguera comes up to grab it. Nice play by Victor Noguera.
We had Noguera with that play, and then McGrain with a block on the shot a little bit earlier. Those were 2 big ones.
Stojanovic making the run, and a nice cross by Eddie Coker, who's playing in place of Hilkes, who's injured. That ball cleared away by Steve Nesson over the goal line. The corner kick coming for Montreal as Montreal counterattacks very well.
There's Volkmar Gross rolling it back. Alan Willey really making his first little bit of noise tonight just then, and Nesson had to clear it across the goal line in order to keep Willey away from it.
Fran O'Brien getting set. There you see Volkmar Gross. The cross by O'Brien to the far side, played by DeCare coming forward. DeCare marked by Stojanovic, who tries to head it away. DeCare volleying it and goes over the goal line. And we get a goal kick for San Diego. 28 minutes, 15 seconds gone by. At 16:45 to go in the first half, no score.
That'll be interesting strategy to watch, though, for Montreal in corner kicks, because what they did was they lined Willey up on the far post, but before the ball was kicked, they brought him to the near post and snuck another man up from behind. And perhaps trying to throw off the defense, Montreal with a steal, and they're coming back again now.
O'Brien playing it wide to Vujovic. Vujovic in control, marked by Nesson, who's done a good job thus far. Vujovic coming forward. Goes into the middle of the field. Mark Antonio playing it forward. It's deflected away and comes back to the keeper, Volkmar Gross. No score in the game. 16 minutes to go first half. Long kick by Gross. Stojanovic down there with Matthew, and Matthew heads it away nicely.
Montreal has to be a little frustrated offensively because they've tried going to the wing, and the Sockers have pushed them away there. Now they've tried to bunch it back into the middle, and they've frustrated them there.
Here's Vujovic again as Willie goes wide. Vujovic in the middle. Plays it wide to Hayden Knight. Knight coming down. Crossing far side for Willie. It's too far. And goes across the far touchline. The throw-in coming for San Diego. So Hayden Knight again overlapping, but has crossed a little too long.
Well, he's going to be a threat there all night long, though, out of Marquette, as we said. And he started his collegiate soccer career a little bit late. But back as a defender, but with that forward instinct and that speed, he's always a threat.
Hayden Knight, who played with Atlanta and Edmonton, his 3rd year in the North American Soccer League. 15 minutes to go in this first half. No score in the game. San Diego and Montreal. Hayden Knight playing it nicely to Parkinson, but he's met by Vujovic, who blocked it. This is Fran O'Brien, number 6. Gets by Nico Roman, plays it wide for Knight. Knight with a cross. Vujovic with a shot. The shot went wide. And a goal kick for San Diego. Good shot played on the volley by Dragan Vujovic.
This is O'Brien, number 6. He keeps the ball alive right there, and Knight picks it up alertly with a good cross. Now watch number 11, Vujovic. Bang, right here, aiming for the far post, and he just
missed it. San Diego counterattacking. McGrain breaking it up. And France Matthew, the all-star defender, the MVP of Soccer Bowl 81, plays it to Hayden Knight. Fran O'Brien with some fancy footwork in the midfield. Gets it by Eddie Coker. Coker knocks it away from Parkinson. Parkinson heads it back to Hayden Knight. He knocks it across the near touchline for a throw-in for San Diego.
Soccer's midfield is working very hard. That's where most games in this sport are won and lost anyway. But the midfield is really working very hard. to try to keep Montreal away from that front line anyway.
Woolrich with a throw, and O'Brien knocks it away from Wierzchowski, and we'll get a corner kick for San Diego for the Sockers, their fourth corner of the game. Woolrich will come down to take it in the near corner. As you look at the big striker, Mike Stoyanovich set up with Franz Matthew, the stopper, setting up behind him. Stoyanovich lining up right next to the goalkeeper, Victor Noguera. Addy Coker is to the far side. Woolrich chips it behind Stoyanovich, and the trap play gets an offside, or was there a foul call?
I believe it was a foul on the play. That's the third time in a row the Sockers have tried a different style corner kick, though. Lofted this one in, outswingers the other two times.
This is O'Brien, number 6, marked by Woolrich. Plays it through for Alan Willie. Willie in the box. Willie with a cross, and it's just too far, just a little bit ahead of Andy Parkinson. We'll get a goal kick coming up for San Diego. We have 12 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first half. No score. You're watching the North American Soccer League live on ESPN. Brad Sham at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. No score in the game. 13 minutes. Make it 12 minutes to go in the first half. San Diego Sockers and Montreal Manic in a fairly evenly contested game, I'd say, thus far, Brad.
Yeah, although San Diego was very lucky not to have given up a goal last time, just before that last break. He's had a very nice cross, and if Parkinson had had any help on his right wing, they might have scored.
Long ball down for Parkinson. Parkinson along the near touch line. Willie goes around him, heads for the box. Parkinson's cross blocked by Gordon Dallas and taken down by Gene Woolrich.
Now very slow on the counterattack. San Diego needs to turn around and punch it back as they're doing right now.
Wide for Julie V. V picked up by Parkinson. Looking across, Addy Coker is in front. Gordon Dallas behind, the tackle by DeCare, takes the ball away. That's the rookie Brian DeCare from McGill University. Regained by San Diego. Fran O'Brien knocks it away. Julie V keeps it in play on the near touch line. V getting around O'Brien. Plays it to Gordon Dallas. Then we get a whistle. Foul call. It's on. Julie V. Clock is stopped. As Angelo Bratsis, the referee, explains to Julie V just what he did.
Well, watch V right here as he operates. Now he's getting O'Brien back here and away from the ball. V through the elbow. And that's the thing that really angers the referee most. When it's away from the ball, he doesn't want to see any of that kind of contact.
DeCare playing a long ball downfield. It's beyond Willie. Donnelly breaks it up. Mark Antonio runs onto it. 10 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the first half. No score. Carmine Mark Antonio crossing, and it goes to the post, and Volkmar Gross is there to bring it down. You're watching the North American Soccer League on ESPN. San Diego on the attack, crossed by Woolrich, headed by Coker, and a touch save. It was an offside. It would have been offside. But a great save, nevertheless, by Victor Noguera, who went up in the air, making the touch save off the shot by Addy Coker.
Yeah, that's Coker right there, and I think the call was that when Woolrich crossed the ball back outside of the box, Coker was still offside. In fact, that pass made him offside.
Addy Coker, 28 years old, from Nigeria, starting in place of the injured Lawrence Hilkes, as Coach Ron Newman feels Coker's speed will help San Diego here on the artificial surface. Gordon Dallas plays it up to Julie V, marked by Gordon Knight. Plays it ahead for Woolrich, broken up by Fran O'Brien, and it's a goal kick. Off Woolrich, goal kick coming up for Montreal. We have 9 minutes to go in the first half. No score. San Diego Sockers, Montreal Manic. Fran O'Brien, the veteran midfielder for Montreal, 27 years old, in his 5th year in the North American Soccer League, all with Philadelphia and Montreal, the Philadelphia Fury franchise preceding Montreal. O'Brien with a tackle, getting it over to Hayden Knight. Back to O'Brien. Touch from Parkinson to O'Brien. Plays it for Hayden Knight. The cross in the middle for Parkinson. Broken up by Wierzchowski coming back. And we get a whistle as they went up in the air. That's Gene Woolrich, who is a forward, and you see him coming back, playing the ball, and they seem to bang heads. In the air, clock is stopped with 8 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the first half. And the score, Montreal nothing, San Diego nothing. We'll be back. And Brad Sham back at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. Gene Woolrich still on the turf, a little shaken up. Here's the play again.
Boing! Ooh. Right there. Hayden Knight came away all right, but you can see what happened to him.
Woolrich a little shaken up. Our next North American Soccer League action comes to you next Saturday night, May 29th, live at 9 o'clock Eastern Time from Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, when the Tulsa Roughnecks host the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. Strikers leading the Southern Division. And I'll be there with Al Miller, the former coach at Philadelphia, Dallas, and Calgary. Good to see Al Miller once again.
I just hope you have as handsome a necktie next week as you did.
Listen, this is carefully selected by the staff at the Hyatt Hotel housekeeping department.
It's not everybody I work with who has an entire wardrobe staff on the road at various places. I'm impressed.
All I did was call down and say, please, I've got to have a tie. They won't let me on the air. Montreal Manic in the white, San Diego Sockers in the blue. 7 minutes, 45 seconds to go and no score. Long ball offside. This year, the offside line is at midfield. There you see Willie with the run, number 16, but he was offside on the play.
I was just going to say, it's a good time to remind our viewers that that line on the left part of your screen that you just saw go out of your picture, those dotted yellow lines, for those of you watching in color, used to be the 45-yard offside line. Of course, the rule has been the 35-yard offside line. I beg your pardon. The rule has been changed, and offside is now halfway, as is the case internationally.
Right. This is Vujovic from Yugoslavia, playing it wide to Willie. Martin Donnelly on him.
But Willie. That's not what they want, Sam. They don't want Willie out there on the wing crossing it inside. They want someone bringing it into Willie.
And you saw the cross that was picked up by Wyszykowski, number 26. Parkinson on him. Wyszykowski plays it wide. San Diego looking to come forward. And a whistle stops play in the midfield. We're going to get a yellow card. A yellow card to Andy Parkinson of Montreal. I did not see what it's for.
A play off the ball, no doubt.
Apparently, off the ball, as you mentioned, Brad, he grabbed the shirt of one of the San Diego players, and Angelo Bratsis, the referee, has handed Andy Parkinson a yellow card.
It's a nice-looking shirt. I don't know why the referee would object to that. Some people collect them, you know.
Our scoreboard clock has gone out, so we do not know how much time remains in the first half. It's approximately 7 minutes to go. The ball played across the far touchline, and Montreal will have the throw-in. You're watching the North American Soccer League on ESPN with no score. Montreal Manic and the San Diego Sockers. Stojanovic with a one-touch back toward midfield. Mark Antonio breaks it up. It's Fran O'Brien, number 6. Playing it out to the midfield line for Vujovic. Now Willie picks it up there. Chips it on, and Woolrich plays it back the other way. John McGrain broke it up for Montreal. Hayden Knight with a little one-touch. Taken away from him by Steve Nesson. Up to Eddie Coker, number 4. Knocked down by McGrain. Foul call on John McGrain.
Yeah, he just leveled Coker, who was trying to spin back around. We'll see it. Now watch Coker right there in the blue shirt. See McGrain shove him. Coker's trying to spin back underneath his own little flick. And it's a little bit difficult to do that when you got a midfielder laying on your back.
Scoreboard time is out. Roughly 5.5 minutes to go in this first half. No score of the match. Ball taken away nicely by Mark Antonio. Plays it to Vujovic. Vujovic gets by Kaz Dana. Now he's double teamed by Julie V. Gets by Julie V. And Dana takes it back. But a foul call. Foul called on San Diego. And the free kick coming for Montreal. No score in the game. Vujovic, number 11, will play it. Just signed by the Montreal Manic. Eddie Fermani scouted him twice in Yugoslavia, and general manager Roger Sampson went over and took a look at him, and they decided to sign him. And he's playing his first game. Plays a long ball, top of the box, up in the air goes Willie, heading it on, but didn't get too much on it, and Volkmar Gross able to play it easily. Out to midfield by Stojanovic, and broken up by Brian DeCare. This is Kaz Dana playing it for Wyszykowski. Cross midfield, picked up by Willie. Plays it wide for Nesson. Nesson with a cross for Stojanovic. Stojanovic still has the ball, and the shot is saved by Naguera. So Stojanovic with his first good chance. Got 20 yards out, turning and firing, and Naguera coming up with the save.
Watch right here. The first thing he does is shrug off the defender right there, like he was taking off his overcoat. And then in that little teeny space, He turns around and puts the shot on goal, and Miguera has to make a nice diving save, but you can see the skill of Stoyanovich in that spin move.
Back to the live action. Once again, Franz Matthew made a nice run down the far side, but when he attempted to cross, he went behind the goal. And a goal kick for San Diego. Still, the scoreboard clock is out, so we do not know how much time remains. Roughly 4 minutes to go in the first half. There is no score. We're at 41-30, so it's 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Hayden Knight with the ball. Woolrich knocks it away. Addy Coker with a one-touch on the near side. One on two by Julie V. V pushing forward. Marked by Hayden Knight. V with a nice move. Nice little pass into the box. In comes Kaz Dana, double team, knocked away, and the call was corner kick. They say Kaz Dana knocked it over the touchline. They've called a corner kick. Corner kick for Montreal.
Goal kick.
Excuse me, goal kick for Montreal. We've got 3 minutes to go in this first half. No score in the match. Victor Nogueira from Mozambique, who missed all of last season with a knee injury. Formerly played with the Atlanta Chiefs. A couple of years ago, he was the #2 goalkeeper in the league in '79, right behind Phil Parks. San Diego clearing it back across midfield into the air. Stoyanovich comes over to Hayden Knight, number 17. Left puts it over for McGrain, broken up by Woolrich. Rather, here's Woolrich, who was broken up by Wyshikowski into the box. Matthew breaks up the run. Great play.
Great play by Matthew to dive in front of Woolrich, who had a little bit of a seam. He was getting ready to pull the trigger. Matthew threw his body in front of the ball to take it away. Now here's Hayden Knight on a terrific run.
Runs onto the ball. Looks to shoot. I don't know if that was a cross or a shot. Either way, it was high and over the goal, and Hayden Knight down on the turf. Can't believe it.
Praying to the god of shots errant.
No score in the match. We are late in the first half. Montreal Manic 3-5 on the season. And the San Diego Sockers 5-3. San Diego first place in the Western Division. Franz Matthew, the all-star defender, volleys it ahead. Mark Antonio plays it there. Carmine Mark Antonio with a run. Stoyanovich comes over. And the pass goes by Parkinson. Martin Donnelly comes back to play it. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. You're watching the North American Soccer League on ESPN. San Diego Sockers coming forward. A team that has come oh so close the last 3 years to making it to the Soccer Bowl. And of course, champions in indoor in 1981 with a slow start, but they really came on strong and beat Tampa Bay for the championship. Ball taken away by McGrain, regained by Gordon Dallas. Dallas with a cross to the far side. Julie V keeps it in. Mark Antonio takes it away for Montreal.
Dallas did a great job of keeping the ball alive.
There's Vujovic, number 11. Nasl catches up to him. Vujovic, 28 years old, from Yugoslavia, in his first game in the North American Soccer League. Plays it to Tony Towers. Towers, number 8. Towers just back from an injury, plays it wide to the near side of Fran O'Brien. O'Brien trying to get around Dallas, puts it in the box for Willie, lets it go through for Vujovic, but it was blocked. Comes out, O'Brien outside, and lost it. Gordon Dallas takes it back for San Diego. Now it's Addy Coker. Gert Wyshikowski. Kaz Dana plays it back to Wyshikowski. Plays a long ball too far for Woolrich. Franz Matthew is down in the box in the Montreal area and holding on to his right leg, and now we get a stop of play late in the first half. There you see Franz Matthew.
Footing can be a little treacherous.
Just about a minute to go in the first half. No score in the game. San Diego pushing forward. Martin Donnelly lost control. O'Brien touches it ahead to Vujovic. Heads it on for himself. Chased there by Woolrich. And the ball across the far touch line. And a throw-in for Montreal. No score in the game. Montreal Manic and San Diego Sockers meeting for the first time since Montreal franchise came into existence. Ball played into the box for Willie, headed away by Nico Roman. Roman, a fine defender. Doesn't get perhaps as much attention as he should.
I'll tell you something. San Diego's man-for-man marking has really been impressive. There hasn't been a white shirt free. Because I say that, they get free, and they're calling for a penalty, but they're not going to get it.
O'Brien went into the box, collided with Willie and with Martin Donnelly, went down. They were looking for a foul call in the box, didn't get it. Ball coming all the way down to Victor Nogueira. We are late in the first half. No score in the game. Nogueira plays it to mid.
At the Indianapolis 500 keepers, the allures. I can say all that stuff.
Montreal Manic have made a substitution to start the second half. Number 10, Thompson Usian, to the bottom left of your screen, is about to enter the game. And Thompson Usian, who played his collegiate soccer at Appalachian State. What a great career he had there, setting all American collegiate records for goals scored and assists at Appalachian State. And now in his second year with the Montreal Manic, he is native of Nigeria.
I'm certainly glad Eddie Fermani listened to me and said that they needed Usian in the lineup. But he appears to have replaced Andy Parkinson. Because I don't see Parkinson is capable of dropping back to midfield, but I don't see him out there. So it looks like he has come in for Parkinson. And what they're hoping for is that Usian will use his speed and his goal-scoring ability to inject a little bit of offense into the game and challenge that tough-marking Soccer's defense. There you see Willie, number 16, right in the middle of things.
And Vujovic, the other forward, number 11.
So we'll see if this combination works any better for Le Manic.
Usian coming around from a leg injury. He suffered a stress fracture, which caused him to miss the preseason, and he's only now starting to round into shape. He had an excellent rookie season with 11 goals last year. Excuse me?
You don't want to say stress fracture around people like Paul Westphal and Bill Walton, do you?
And a shot by Vujovic is a save by Volkmar Gross.
Well, you see, the Soccer's defense looked a little confused there. They weren't quite into it yet. Vujovic did a good job of picking a seam, but Sam, I really thought the San Diego defense kind of stood around.
Stojanovic taking a long shot from the edge of the box, and we had a whistle stopping play. And they may have called a foul on Stojanovic, pushing off on Franz Matthew, who's done an excellent job of marking Stojanovic. Stojanovic can't believe it. He's holding his head. Fran O'Brien comes back to midfield for Montreal. A minute gone by, second half. No score in the game. McGrain playing a long ball into the middle for Willie. Willie goes into the air. It's headed away. Usian blocking that clear by Nico Roman, but it's across the goal line.
But see his speed. You can see he almost caught up to the ball. And even though the play looked to be over, Usian kept going with that second burst of speed. Now watch him here. He runs onto the ball. It seems to be cleared away, but he turns it on and almost gets there before it crosses the goal line.
McGrain gets to the ball before Stojanovic and touches it back to the keeper, Victor Nogueira. Nogueira, formerly with Atlanta, missed all of last season with a knee injury, starting in place of Bob Rigby. Rigby, the all-time leading goalkeeper in minutes played in the North American Soccer League. Hayden Knight heading that ball on, but it goes across the far touchline, and we'll get a throw-in for San Diego. No score in the game. Soccer's going with the same team that started. Willie blocked off by Nico Roman, touches it forward. Willie has the ball on the far side, and as Brad mentioned, that's not where you want him, so he heads for the middle after playing it back. Long cross for Vujovic, headed away by Martin Donnelly. Thompson Usian plays it there, number 10. Usian with a shot, he scores! There's the man, the magic man, Thompson Usian, scoring here early in the second half and giving the Montreal Manic a 1-0 lead.
That is Usian's second goal of the year. And he now becomes only the second player on the team besides Willie to score more than one. That's O'Brien with a service inside, laid off by Vujovic, and Vujovic will doubtless get an assist. And Usian had to keep it alive and then turns the corner and bang. So probably assists will go on the play to O'Brien and Vujovic on Thompson Usian's second goal of the year. And barely 2 minutes into the second half, Montreal has taken a 1-0 lead.
Thompson Usian, 26 years old, from Nigeria, scored 11 goals last year in his rookie season. Comes into the match and a little over a minute into the second half. 2 minutes into the second half, he scores the first goal of the game. Alan Woolley doing battle along the near side. Hussein with a one-touch for Mark Antonio. Kazdana takes it away. We had a whistle for a foul called. It's on Kazdana, and a free kick for Montreal. Manic leading 1-0. Thompson Hussein scoring in the 47th minute of the match. Far side, it's Fran O'Brien. He's marked there by Gordon Dallas. Played into the middle. Wyszyakowski plays it up for Kazdana. Blocked by Carmine Mark Antonio. Into the middle for Hussein. Played by Tony Towers. Wide for John McGrain coming forward. McGrain, number 4, with a cross to the far side for Vujovic. It's over his head. Fran O'Brien plays it there. Dallas on him. O'Brien gets around him. O'Brien with a cross for Tony Towers, and he didn't get much on the shot. And just mishit it, and it went wide for a goal kick for San Diego.
He might have first timed that ball, had a better chance. Here's O'Brien with a cross right here. Dallas played off him, gave O'Brien a chance to set up into Towers, and he wants to first time it right there, but he's got Nesson's right in front of him, and he couldn't quite pull the trigger.
Back to the live action. Wyszyakowski playing it for San Diego by Mark Antonio, but played by Hayden Knight. Hayden Knight coming toward the middle. Knight lays it off for for O'Brien. Now to Willie. Willie's shot is blocked by Nico Roman. Comes wide to Thompson Hussein. Hussein couldn't get much on it. Goes across the goal line for a goal kick.
It's possible also now that Towers got caught up in that seam around the second base area that's covered up for the ball bouncing off his foot like that.
It's definitely not level there and could be a problem. France Matthew with a nice steal away from Stojanovic. Into the middle. Carmine Mark Antonio. He crosses, but gives it away. Nico Roman clears it out. Stojanovic flicks it on for Julie V. Julie V has been very quiet for much of this game. Plays a long ball. Run on 2. Top of the box. Cross by Dana is deflected by DeCare, the rookie defender, number 26, back to Victor Noguera. And Noguera rolls it up to John McGrain. Again, the league rules this year stipulates you must have 4 North Americans on the field at all times in the game. And with Bob Rigby, an American goalkeeper for Montreal, out with an injury, we have 4 North Americans on the field, 4 Montreal players upfield. Hayden Knight clearing out, and Gordon Dallas runs it down for San Diego.
Wilrich had come across to the left side that time. He's making his way back over to the middle now, but we'll see if he sneaks back to the left wing again when they attack.
Throw in for San Diego, far side. 40 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this second half. And the ball, the cross coming in front, is smothered by Noguera. 1-0, Montreal leading it on the goal by Thompson Hussein in the 47th minute of this game. A little over 2 minutes gone by in the second half. Hussein scoring to put Montreal in the lead. Noguera sending his players upfield, will kick it away. And a good long kick. Headed back by Nesson for San Diego across the near touchline, and a throw-in for Montreal.
Presuming assists by O'Brien and Vujovic, which are not showing up on the score sheet we've just been handed right now, but that would be the second assist of the year for O'Brien, and of course for Vujovic, who is playing in his first game, be his first point.
Well, right now the scoring is unassisted, so we will go with that. Vujovic is bumped into.
Can't believe that.
Ball taken away. Yeah, Willie playing it in for Hussein. Back it comes to Mark Antonio. Now it's Tony Towers, number 8, picked up by Julie V. Forward for Vujovic. Wide for Tony Towers. Can he get there? The cross is blocked in front. Comes out edge of the box for Vujovic, knocked away by Julie V. And the Sockers regain control. We've played 7 minutes of the second half. And Montreal leading 1-0, and Mark Antonio just takes the ball away from Julie V. V gets it back. They battle along the near touchline. Kazdana, number 10, has it. Into the middle of Wyszyakowski. Wyszyakowski plays it wide to Gordon Dallas. Dallas, number 14. Fran O'Brien meeting him. Plays it wide. Now back to Gordon Dallas, and cleared away by Hayden Knight. Way up into the air. Martin Donnelly heads it on. Julie V is there. DeCare heads it away from him. Now John McGrain touches it up to Thompson Hussein. Hussein into the middle to Vujovic, but he was offside on the play. Crowd doesn't like it, but offside is the call. 52 minutes, 45 seconds into the match. Montreal leading 1-0. You're watching the North American Soccer League on ESPN. Montreal kicking the ball away out across midfield. Lucien goes up in the air, headed away by Steve Nesson. Across the near touchline for a throw-in for Montreal. Official time of the goal by Thompson Lucien, his second of the season at 47-21. And thus far, no assist given. Unassisted goal. Lucien, number 10, keeps it in with a cross. It's headed out of the box by San Diego. Lucien already has shown some very, very live play. They say the ball went out of bounds across the end line. There you see him. And they awarded a goal kick to San Diego.
Okay, fine.
There is Thompson Lucien. Far side, Hayden Knight into the middle of Vujovic. Vujovic, number 11, the same number that Gordon Hill wore. So the Manic trying to quickly have the fans forget about Gordon Hill, who had an outstanding year here last season.
I'll tell you one thing, though, that is pleasing to people who like to watch attacking soccer, and that is that Montreal has not decided to sit on the goal. They are still coming forward. Of course, there's a change in the scoring this year. If you win in a shootout, you get fewer points than you do if you win in regulation or even in overtime.
Right.
So the incentive is there to score the goals. Still, there are a lot of coaches who, when you get a lead at home, they'll sit back on the points. And Eddie Fermanti's team has not done that yet, and good for them.
A win in regulation time or in overtime is worth 6 points. Bonus points given for each goal scored in regulation time up to 3. Here's O'Brien chesting it down. The shot saved by Gross. Great play by Fran O'Brien and a great feed by Vujovic.
And had O'Brien jumped a little bit quicker to his feet, Sam, he might have had a rebound shot.
Have a foul outside the box
on O'Brien.
And the free kick coming to San Diego. Here it is again. Vujovic with a nice feed. And O'Brien taking the shot that was saved by Gross. Lucien takes it back for Montreal. Lucien into the box with a great move. Still has it. Nice feed to Willie, but he shot it high. Thompson Lucien making things happen for Montreal here in the second half.
It's a real goal chance there for Willie. Now look at Lucien. Sam called him the magic man before. You can see why. Dancing his way through the San Diego defense. Here's Willie. The goal is there for him, and he just lofted it too much.
Alan Willie, who has 4 goals this season, 90 in his career. Ball played down for Lucien. He was shoved on the play by Nesson, and a foul called on San Diego. Free kick coming for Montreal. The Manic have dominated thus far in the second half. San Diego with no shots thus far in the second half, and Montreal with 3. One of them a goal by Lucien. Towers with a free kick. Chips it into the box. It's headed away by Julie B. Towers with a left-footed cross to the far side for O'Brien. Knocked down by Gordon Dallas across the end line. Can't understand that. It's a corner kick. I think he wanted to go back to the keeper, but it went across the end line for a corner kick for Montreal.
I think he thought Gross was coming down the line to pick the ball up, and Gross thought it was going to come back to him.
Fran O'Brien will play the corner on the far side. 1-0 Montreal leads it. The cross is headed over the end line by Alan Willie, and a goal kick coming for San Diego.
If not a foul on Willie, all with the same result, but I think Willie got called for an elbow there, and Gross will distribute downfield.
33 minutes to go, second half. Montreal 1, San Diego nothing. Matthew tried to break up that long ball, couldn't do it. Played on the far side by Wilrich. Matthew catches up. Wilrich's cross blocked by DeCare. It's a corner kick for San Diego. Wilrich goes over. There you see the shots. Montreal 8-4, 3-0 here in the second half. Wilrich the cross, an outswinger headed away by Hayden Knight. Montreal continues that fine defensive work. Dragan Vujovic, number 11, knocking it on, and Donnelly breaking it up for San Diego. Dana lost it to Hayden Knight. Mark Antonio's pass was deflected. San Diego recovers. Gert Wierzchowski, number 26 from West Germany, playing it wide for Stojanovic. Stojanovic deep against DeCare with a tackle. Stojanovic tries to control across the near touchline. Throw in for San Diego. Stojanovic limping as he was hit by DeCare, but that's a little show for the referee, I think.
I just think it's a remarkable coincidence that he didn't start to limp until the ball crossed the touchline.
Towers throws into the keeper, Victor Noguera. 32 minutes to go in the second half. Stojanovic, you see 3 goals, 2 assists, leading scorer for San Diego. Scored 23 goals last season. Nogueira kicking it away. Bob Rigby out with an ankle injury. Nogueira starting in goals. Made a couple of nice saves. Once again, Dragan Vujovic, first game for the Manic since signing, coming out of Yugoslavia. O'Brien playing it wide to Tony Towers, right on his foot. The cross for Willie. The header is wide. And a goal kick for San Diego. Let's see what the call is here. Now they're calling a corner kick. Calling a corner kick instead. It'll be corner kick for Montreal. Tony Towers will take the corner. Looked like initially Willie had headed it across the end line, but they say it was knocked across by San Diego, bringing up the corner. Tony Towers will play it. Towers swings it out, up in the air. Header by Hayden Knight, rather by Thompson Hussein, goes wide. We get a goal kick for San Diego. We've got 31 minutes to go in this second half. 1-0 Montreal leads it. You're watching the North American Soccer League on ESPN. Sam Rosen and Brad Sham here at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. And that is Volkmar Gross kicking the ball away for the San Diego Sockers. Hope you're enjoying this North American Soccer League action from Olympic Stadium. Stojanovic with a run. Surrounded, knocked away by Hayden Knight. And Franz Matthew comes over to take it away and get it clear and out of danger.
I would not want to have to play Montreal coming from behind, because they really swarm when they've got a lead. They're tough to beat.
Throwing on the far side for San Diego. Less than 30 minutes to go in the second half. The throw into Woolridge, tries to cross. It's high in the air. And McGrain and Coker went up. McGrain holding his back. But the Manic able to clear it out. Tony Towers in midfield. Plays it forward to Alan Willie. Willie number 16 with Julie V marking him there. Carmine Marcantonio back to Willie with a run down the near side. Willie setting it up.
I'm sorry, Sam. Montreal playing a man short because McGrain is still injured in the goal.
This is Vujovic volleying it on, but it's broken up. And the Sockers come away with the ball. Wojciechowski plays it to the near side. Down comes Steve Nessa, number 17, picked up by Hussein to Coker. The back heel blocked by DeCare, and Hussein takes it back to Montreal. Plays it back to the keeper. John McGrain is down in the Montreal goal, holding his back after the collision with Addy Coker on that last ball. There you see the trainer for Montreal working on John McGrain, who collided with Addy Coker in the air and came down holding his back right away.
Well, it might have been right on that tailbone. Anyone who's ever taken a spill like that knows how painful that is, so they're going to apply some ice to it real quickly.
Referee stops play, stops the clock with 38 minutes, make it 28 back in. San Diego with the ball. Addy Coker playing it into the middle. Dana to Wojciechowski, chipping it forward, headed away by Alan Willie, coming back. Wojciechowski heads it on. And back it goes the other way. DeCare playing it for Montreal. This is Alan Willie, number 16. Playing it wide to Thompson Hussein. Hussein in his 6th game this season. Shooting. And Volkmar Gross comes out to knock it down. Hussein missed 3 games because of the leg injury. Long ball coming down. Franz Matthew chests it down. Hayden Knight plays it up to Greg Kern. Kern, number 19. In his first game, I believe.
Yeah, and look at him on the overlap there come forward, so he's not going to be shy about it.
Cross for Willie, offside. They trapped him. And the offside for Montreal. The Manic leading by a score of 1-0 with 27 minutes and 35 seconds to go. And Wojciechowski chipping it into the box. Kaz Dana is there. O'Brien comes back to knock it away. Hayden Knight heads it out of trouble, but it'll be a corner kick for San Diego as the Montreal Manic recover quickly. And there you see John McGrain being lifted onto the stretcher and into the emergency van, the ambulance that has come in. Short corner played by San Diego. Julie V with a shot. Nogueira easily handles it, head high. Victor Nogueira, 1979, the second leading goalkeeper in the North American Soccer League, had a 1.26 goals against average, playing with the Atlanta Chiefs. Missed all of last season with a knee injury, but he's come back very well. And certainly he and Rigby make a good pair.
Oh, it gives him some depth.
Nico Roman heading that ball away. Wojciechowski Plays it far side of Gordon Dallas. Dallas, number 14, keeping it in. Marked by Vujovic. Ball up the far touchline. Hayden Knight taking it away, and DeCare playing it across the far touchline. The throw-in coming for San Diego. 26 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the second half. Montreal leading it 1-0. A goal early in the second half. 2 minutes, 21 seconds into the second half. Thompson-Usian for Montreal. We thought an assist should have gone to Vujovic, but thus far the official scoring unassisted. Willie heading it back to Towers, wide to Vujovic. 28-year-old forward from Yugoslavia comes in against Gordon Dallas. Trying to go around them. Vujovic takes it wide, lost control, and cleared away by Dallas. Dana has it in midfield. Wide for Julie V. V marked by Fran O'Brien. And a good tackle by Fran O'Brien. And Wierzchowski just grabs Alan Willie as Willie was going for the ball. And a foul on Kurt Wierzchowski. There's Tony Towers.
Great mustache. Now look at that stash.
Thompson-Usian with the ball. Comes toward the middle. Usian being chased by Nico Roman. Plays it forward. Running onto it is Greg Kern. The youngster plays it outside of Fran O'Brien. Marked by Gordon Dallas. The cross, near side, Vujovic, chests it down, Vujovic. With the ball, still in control, the cross for Willie is knocked away by Nasl. Julie V running for the ball, Towers breaks it up, goes flying on a collision with Julie V, foul on Julie V. Montreal, the free kick 35 yards out. 24 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the second half, 1-0 Montreal leading it.
Watch the foul right here. As you see the right elbow, see that? And then Towers gets shoved to the ground, and the Manic get the ball.
Towers to Vujovic, forward for Willie, one touch back to Carmine Marcantonio. Rather, Greg Kern, number 19. Now it's to Marcantonio. Playing it wide to Hayden Knight. Woolrich goes over to Markham. Forward for Fran O'Brien, who's really come forward a lot in the second half. O'Brien for Willie. O'Brien has it back. Wide for Hayden Knight. Vujovic and Usian in the box. A long cross for Usian. Gross comes out. Knocked it away. Towers has it. But a whistle stop play. Foul called. Pushing foul on Thompson-Usian.
Gross really took a chance coming off the line like that. One of the cardinal rules for a keeper is if you come off that line, baby, you better get that ball. And he, in the judgment of the referee, didn't get it there because he was shoved by Usian, but it looked more to me like the man who was closest to him was his own teammate.
Martin Donnelly playing it wide to Gordon Dallas as San Diego takes control of the ball with 23 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the second half, and Montreal holding on to a 1-0 lead. These two teams in their losses this year have lost some very close matches. San Diego 5-3, all three losses by scores of 2-1. Montreal with 5 losses, all by 1 goal. Twice 1-0 and 3 times 2-1, once in a shootout.
It's turning cool.
It's a cool night, but real nice weather, clear. There's Gert Wierzchowski with a great mustache.
Yeah, Raleigh fingers got nothing on him.
Nothing at all. Gert's got him. That ball knocked across the near touchline. The throw-in coming for Montreal. Manic with a 1-0 lead. Thompson-Usian, a replacement for Andy Parkinson to start the second half, and he quickly scored to give Montreal the only goal of the game. Marcantonio with a throw-in is broken up across the near touchline. Once again, throw-in for Montreal. Towers has it. Long throw-in for Usian. Over goes Vujovic to play it. Nicely played. The cross top of the box for Usian, a little too long. Willie comes over, rather O'Brien. Usian plays it wide for Hayden Knight. Knight in the box. Plays it over to Usian. Usian plays it wide for Hayden Knight, but too far, and across the far touchline, San Diego gets it.
A little too cute. Now, you see Montreal really dominating in shots now, but they might have had another one there. If Knight had turned around and first timed it in, they might have caught San Diego with a little bit of a seam in the defense, but they tried to make one pass too many.
The shots are 7-1 in the second half for Montreal, and they continue to mark brilliantly in this second half. O'Brien off the pass from Usian. O'Brien chips it forward, blocked by Nasl.
He tried to go to Willie coming over the middle, Sam, and if he had gone right wing to Usian, I think he would have had an open pass.
Ball played to the far side for Gordon Dallas. Dallas coming forward, 35 yards out, chips it into the middle. It's headed away by Carmine Marcantonio. He's dropped back, plays some good defensive work. O'Brien with a lead for Usian, runs onto it. Usian, Willie in front. Usian drops it back. O'Brien, the shot saved by Volkmar Gross. A beauty. Off the shot by Fran O'Brien. Nice passing by the Manic.
They're really coming forward aggressively now. Watch Usian with a beautiful ball handling. Now he sets up O'Brien, who sets the ball. Now the shot, and Gross still had to make a lovely diving save to his left to pull it down.
Volkmar Gross, second leading goalkeeper in the North American Soccer League right now. Jan Moeller of Toronto was ahead, but Toronto allowed 3 goals Saturday afternoon. The game a loss to Chicago. Wilrich with a shot with the left foot that sliced wide. Gene Wilrich taking the shot, 29 years old, 5th year in the North American Soccer League from West Germany, with the shot that went wide. Montreal with the ball, and 20 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the second half, and a 1-0 lead for the Manic. Long ball by Naguera out to midfield. Gordon Dallas with a foul as he knocked down Fran O'Brien.
Montreal's midfield is starting to take their share of the load. Remember, we said early in the game San Diego was winning a lot of the ball in midfield, but Le Manic have really started to take charge in midfield now, and that has made part of the difference.
Looked like another chance for O'Brien, but he was offside on the play. Offside is the call. 20 minutes to go in the second half. You're watching North American Soccer League action from Olympic Stadium in Montreal, and next Saturday night, May 29th at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we'll be live from Skelly Stadium in Tulsa. Tulsa Roughnecks and the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. The Strikers having a fine season, leading the Southern Division. You got to look at them right here on ESPN next week.
You mentioned O'Brien a moment ago pushing forward. That's very important, because not only have they Montreal put Usian in the game to give him some motion up front, but O'Brien has pushed forward more, and that really in effect gives them 4 people playing up front, and that has, I think, helped Montreal mount more of an attack.
Long ball by Julie V is headed away by Tony Towers. Headed on to Greg Kern. That looked like a handball. Handball is called on Nico Roman. Free kick coming for Montreal.
Now watch the ball. There's the handball right there. Kern tried to bend it around Roman.
Looked like a basketball rejection. A block by Nico Roman.
Human eraser. We have pretty good news, I think, on McGrain. He got a knee in the back. It's a muscle problem, and they are icing it down in the locker room.
O'Brien with a long ball too far for Willie. Gross comes out to play it. 18 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the second half, and Montreal continues with a 1-0 lead. San Diego Sockers have lost their last 2 after going 5-1 in their first 6, and they're in danger of going on a 3-game losing streak. And they lead Edmonton in the Western Division by just 5 points. Edmonton 5-3. Edmonton beating Fort Lauderdale the other night, I should say, 2-1 in a shootout.
One of these teams is going to have a 3-game losing streak for sure, because they both come in here 2 down the last 2 outings.
Marcantonio doing battle with Julie V, and Carmine Marcantonio comes away with the ball. Number 12 plays it over to Fran O'Brien. O'Brien marked by Wojciechowski, plays it long for Marcantonio. He was offside on the play. We have 17 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Second half, Montreal 1, San Diego nothing. At Olympic Stadium in Montreal. Montreal Manic with a 1-0 lead. San Diego pushing forward, but it's broken up. Naguera plays it for Tony Towers, and Towers with some space on the far side. 17-15 to go second half. Plays it wide for Hayden Knight, overlapping. Gordon Dallas comes up on Knight. Knight getting around him. Knight looking to cross, but it's wide, way wide, as he mishit it, and a goal kick for San Diego. A couple of scores to give you in the North American Soccer League in action today.
Tulsa has beaten Jacksonville 3-0, and the Tulsa club increases their record to 4-5 with 41 points. They move temporarily ahead of Tampa Bay, which is playing on the West Coast tonight in San Jose. Chicago beat Toronto this afternoon, and the Sting now ups their record to 2-7. but they still are behind Le Manic in points. Chicago came into today with just 15. 9 points today gives them 24. Montreal now got a chance to pull a little bit further away from them if they hold on here.
Defending Soccer Bowl champs have had their problems this season. Ball played back to Nogueira with 16 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Montreal leading 1-0. Manic, who went 15 and 17 last season in their first year in Montreal. Year before in Philadelphia, basically the same team, was 10 and 22, and they really turned things around. The fans were turned on. They averaged better than 20,000 per game. They got 58,000 in a playoff game against Chicago. A real fine season. Struggling thus far offensively this season. Brilliant defensively, allowing just 10 goals thus far in this, their 9th game. Stoyanovich to Wyszychowski. Into the box, or top of the box, it's knocked away and cleared out. Vujovic in midfield, wide for Thompson-Usian. With some space, he comes down, heads for the middle. Cross for Vujovic, a little too long. Vujovic runs it down with Gordon Dallas. Vujovic wins it. Dallas marking him wide. Dragan Vujovic from Yugoslavia, 28 years old, first game with Montreal. Lays it out to O'Brien, now to Tony Towers in the middle. As they set it up, chips it wide to Hayden Knight. Knight again coming forward, met by Nico Roman. Low cross on the ground is cleared away by Gordon Dallas. Kaz Dana plays it into the middle of Wyszychowski. Tries to play it wide. And running it down is Carmine Marcantonio to take it away. But he carried it across the near touchline. It'll be a throw-in for San Diego with 9:45 to go in the second half. 1-0 Montreal leading it.
Obviously not a popular verdict here. Marcantonio getting his name taken, I believe.
Getting some debris thrown onto the field by some rowdy fans who
oh my goodness, they're expressing themselves to the official.
Yeah, I think the security here should express themselves to those fans and escort them right out of the stadium.
I haven't seen that kind of gesturing since Jimmy Connors played Nastasi several years ago.
Addy Coker keeps it in. Addy Coker with the cross up in the air. Stoyanovich too far. Kaz Dana volleys it over to Wilrich. Wilrich chests it down. It's backed away by Marcantonio. Good defensive play by Carmine Marcantonio, but it'll be a corner kick for San Diego.
Watch number 15, Wilrich, in the middle of your screen. He can't believe he misses this. He's so wide open. He thinks somebody must be offside somewhere. And as he gets ready to bring it down, Marcantonio, number 12, with a brilliant sliding tackle of the ball.
Off the short corner, the cross into the middle was knocked away by the Manic, and a foul called. Montreal takes over. A look at Carmine Marcantonio in his 6th year in the North American Soccer League, his 2nd with Montreal. He's from Canada, 27 years old. Started out with Toronto in 1976, playing on the championship team.
Right, and he was a very young player then. Been on the Canadian national team, and he's been one of the real natural resources for Canada in terms of soccer for the better part of half a decade.
8:25 to go. Time running down on the San Diego Sockers. Gene Wilrich taking it wide. Marcantonio is marking him. The cross by Wilrich was deflected. Fran O'Brien volleys it up. 1-0 the score. Montreal leading it. Played forward for Vujovic, but he was offside on the play. 14 minutes. Now down to 13 minutes to play. I misread the clock again. This time I didn't have my calculator out.
See, some stadia will mark the clock in showing you how much time is left. But here they show you how much time has elapsed. So Sam is trying to subtract backwards, and I admire you for doing what you've done.
All right, we've got 12:35 to go. Julie V at the top of the box, back heel to Steve Nesson. The cross, far side. Gordon Dallas runs it down. Alan Willie on him. Dallas losing it, but they call corner kick. As Willie knocked it away, corner kick for San Diego. Montreal 1-0 on the goal by Thompson-Usian at 47-21 of this game. 2:21 of the second half. The corner, the cross, punched away by Nogueira. Usian goes over the top with it. Woolrich Pulls down Fran O'Brien. Foul call. Wilrich fouling O'Brien. Helps him up. Montreal with the free kick.
Watch right here with the right foot on the right ankle, and the obvious tripping. Down goes O'Brien. And there is the time that has elapsed. That's not what's left. That's what. So in order to figure out how much time is left, Sam's got to subtract that from 90 minutes running. Lots of luck now.
Okay, 11 and a half minutes to go in the game, and Montreal a 1-0 lead. A long ball played for Willie and a foul called.
A lot of stuff going on between Willie and Donnelly, and I believe they've called Willie for the foul, and he's complaining, as you see Donnelly play it back to Gross, that Willie's complaining that Donnelly was the one who pushed off on him, but they were grabbing one another's jerseys.
Gross kicks it away, a long one, headed on by Addie Coker, and cleared away by Greg Kern, the youngster who came in for the injured John McGrain. In the game, shots Montreal 13 and San Diego 6. 8-2 for Montreal in the second half.
Keep in mind that San Diego comes in here with more shots than any team in the league. They mean they're number one in the NASL in that department, at the quarter-mile post, if you will.
And the clock is stopped as we have an injured player on the far side. Looks to be Tony Towers, and it is Tony Towers holding his right knee. John McGrain had to leave the game with an injury a little earlier, and Towers slowly getting up. Clock is stopped. 10 minutes and 37 seconds to go. There you see the veteran Alan Willie, 90 goals in his North American Soccer League career. Last 2 seasons he's been down, has 4 goals, 1 assist after he had back-to-back 21-goal seasons with Minnesota.
You mentioned McGrain went out with an injury. We've been told that he has been taken to the hospital now, so we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that he is not too seriously injured.
Near side, Addie Coker. This pass blocked by Mark Antonio, taken back by Willie. Carmine Mark Antonio to Fran O'Brien. Headed back by Hussein. Volleyed nicely by Willie. Long ball for Hussein. Trying to use his speed, but beating him to it was Martin Donnelly, heading it across the near touchline. Tonight's attendance, 22,330, and they continue to draw well at home. It's been a fine franchise. Good crowd here and a good game for the Manic. With 10 minutes to go in the second half, they lead 1-0. Fran O'Brien, the cross, knocked down by Nico Roman. And he's able to chip it forward. Mark Antonio playing it back, but way wide and across the end line for a goal kick for San Diego. We have 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Montreal 1, San Diego 0. You're watching the North American President Brad Sham at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. Hope you're enjoying North American Soccer League action on ESPN. We'll be live at Skelly Stadium in Tulsa next Saturday night, May 29th. At 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Tulsa Roughnecks, who won Saturday afternoon by a score of 3-0. The ball cleared away by Nasl after Willie tried to chest it down, couldn't get the shot off. A corner kick coming from Montreal.
However, they got exactly what Fermani wanted, and that was great service for Willie from Vujovic, who played the ball in from the left wing. And they had Willie with an opportunity to chest it down. They had Hussein trailing on the right side. And you have that kind of service set up all the time, you're going to get some goals.
It's also playing Fort Lauderdale next Saturday night. Hussein in front for Willie, could not play it. Near side, and Julie V couldn't get control. And a throw in for Montreal. Towers into the box, chested down by Willie, over the top, and Volkmar Gross comes out to beat Vujovic to the ball. We have 8 minutes to go in the second half. And Gross doing a little talking to Vujovic after the play.
There's Willie crossing it in. Here comes Vujovic, who really is pushed off the ball by Donnelly. And then Gross talked to him some.
San Diego down 1-0. Foul called on San Diego. Free kick Montreal. 7:35 to go. Tony Towers for Montreal. Manic looking to go 4-5 on the season and break their 2-game losing streak. Julie V volleying it on, but taken away by Hussein. Greg Kern, the rookie, playing it back as Montreal controls. Hussein tied up by Julie V. Foul on Julie V. And Julie has not had a particularly good game here, Brad.
No. and he has really been kept out of the ball by the Montreal midfield. We are still being told that Hussein's goal was unassisted.
Okay.
So whatever.
Had a caution handed out to Wojciechowski of San Diego. This is Vujovic trying to get a shot off. Didn't get much. Willie's shot is blocked again. And a great job in front by Gordon Dallas to break up first the attempted shot by Vujovic and then an attempt by Willie.
San Diego has not had a sniff in this second half. They have not come close.
Great defensive play by the Montreal Manic, and a guy who's been quietly solid and doing a great job on Stojanovic is Franz Matthew, first-team All-Star defender last year, coming over in that trade with Chicago for Gordon Hill. And what a job he's doing right now, marking Kaz Dana. Lets Dana go into the middle, where he's picked up by Towers, and Dana plays it wide to the near side. It's going to go across the touchline. Throw in Montreal with 6 minutes to go in the game, and Montreal leading 1-0.
I'll tell you, though, as you have a look at Franz Matthew, one thing that has really kept Montreal dominant as much as their defense has been their offensive-minded attacking in the second half. They have kept San Diego backed up, and on the rare occasions when the Sockers have been able to push forward, then the defense has come through. But Montreal has kept the ball in the San Diego end of the field most of the second half, and that's why the Sockers haven't been anywhere close to Negura.
Greg Kern playing it wide to Hayden Knight. Knight coming forward again, picked up by Gordon Dallas. Knight crossing with the right foot this time, and it's cleared away nicely by Woolrich. Wojciechowski volleys it high in the air. Franz Matthew is there to win it from Stojanovic, and out comes Nogueira. Nogueira controls. Addy Coker pressing him, and Nogueira gets rid of it to Franz Matthew. Now Carmine Marcantonio, number 12. Greg Kern, the rookie who came in for John McGrain. Wide to Marcantonio. Marcantonio looking. Willie is in the middle. Played to Vujovic. Forward for Hussien. He just couldn't control it. Vujovic, a nice touch on the ball.
He's going to help them as the season goes along, and I think Vermonti's got to like this combination that he's got with Hussien up there. If he can find a place for Parkinson in the midfield, he may have even more offense.
O'Brien to Willie with a header for a goal. Fran O'Brien with a perfect service for Alan Woolley. The header is in, and Montreal leads 2-0.
Well, O'Brien should have had an assist earlier because he set up the Vujovic flick back to Hussien, and there's no question that O'Brien should have an assist on this goal. There he is. For my money, he's the man of the match. He has really pushed up and kept the San Diego midfield off stride. A perfect service to Willie, who's got good position and cracks it in with a head, and he catches Gross coming near post and bends it back over his head back toward the far post. But there were two things. One was the service by O'Brien, and the other was the way Willie shielded the defense off the play with his body. So Willie has his 5th goal of the year on just a perfect assist from Fran O'Brien.
91st career goal for Alan Woolley, the 5th all-time leading scorer in the North American Soccer League, scoring in the 85th minute, 85-29. And we have a substitution coming for San Diego. Mike Stojanovic is coming out of the game, and Vidal Fernandez, number 11. Vidal Fernandez, U.S. citizen, born in Mexico City, 24 years old, comes into the game. Originally a draft pick of the Cosmos, didn't make the team, and went on to play with California, signed as a free agent with California in 1980, and now playing with the San Diego Sockers. But right now, the story is Montreal, the Manic leading 2-0 with an excellent game, excellent defensive game, and really a good offensive second half. They've really played well on offense.
I think that if they hold on here for the last 4 minutes and 4 seconds, I think that they have won it with their offense. Strange as that may sound with what could be a shutout, but I think here's a perfect example as Marcantonio makes the steal and keeps San Diego back on its heels.
As Dana gets it back. Now it's Vidal Fernandez playing it wide. Oh, nice tackle by Franz Matthew to win it from Woolrich. Good play by Franz Matthew. The man from Haiti, his 3rd season in the North American Soccer League. Wide to Dragan Vujovic. Vujovic, who played 1st Division in Yugoslavia, just signed with Montreal, playing in his 1st game for the Manic. Back to Hayden Knight as the Manic kills some time, control, And O'Brien plays it back to Nogueira with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the game, and a 2-0 Montreal lead.
Incidentally, Willie's goal marks the third consecutive game in which he has scored a goal, because in those two 2-1 losses Le Manic suffered on the road last week, Willie scored the lone goal in both of those games, so he's got a good streak going.
Alan Willie, who came to Montreal about 3 weeks into the season last year from Minnesota. As we mentioned, his goal production has gone down. Foul call on San Diego. Willie from O'Brien at 85-29, the second goal. Usian scored the first goal at 47-21. Montreal leading 2-0 as Vujovic top of the box. Vujovic controlling the ball against 3 Sockers. It's finally taken away by Gordon Dallas. But just 2 minutes and 20 seconds remain in the game, and the Montreal Manic leading it 2-0. So they have come home from their brief road trip after 2 tough losses, and they've played well in front of the home crowd. Coming down to 2 minutes to go.
Should this score hold, Montreal would be 4-5, and they would get 8 points for the win, which would give them 35 on the year, and that would put them 24 behind Toronto, which got 2 more points today in its loss to Chicago.
In the 3 divisions set up this season, the first place teams all make the playoffs. Then the next 5 teams with the most points go in as wild card teams. Up in the air, it's flicked on and played by the youngster Greg Kern. Kern up to Thompson Usia, marked by Adi Coker. 2 players from Nigeria. Thompson Usia, Coker all over him. Usia works it free, but then it's tackled away nicely by Vidal Fernandez. Coker with a cross, headed back to the keeper by Tony Towers with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. The Manic of Montreal leading 2-0. Victor Nogueira has had a quiet second half, has to say thanks to his teammates. Only 2 shots by the San Diego Sockers in the second half. That has been the story. Nogueira's only had to make 2 saves in the game. The cross by Vujovic was blocked, and it's played all the way back. Nogueira comes out of the goal to try and keep it in. He did. Nice play. Must play it with the feet outside the box. Plays it up to Hayden Knight. 40 seconds to go in the game. Montreal Manic with a 2-0 lead. The next game home. Sounders offside. Montreal offside. 30 seconds to go in the game, and a 2-0 Montreal lead. Both goals in the second half. Thompson Usian scoring the first one, and Alan Willie the second one. The fans really loving it. Wide is Steve Nasl. Usian catches up. Nasl around Usian. Mark Antonio blocks it. Corner kick for San Diego. 10 seconds to go. One last dash. Short corner to Julie V. V. On goal. It's blocked away by Greg Kern. That's it. Rather DeCare knocked it away. That's it. It is all over. Let's see. Fox says no time. That's it. It is all over. The Montreal Manic